luchar, 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 luchar. This one is not that difficult to pronounce. I mean, luchar, you only need to remember the ch sound. Just like you say cheese, it's the same ch sound. So luchar, luchar, luchar. So that's a very easy pronunciation. Now, what does this mean? This means to wrestle or to fight. To wrestle, to fight. So if you're watching someone wrestling, you can use this verb. Now we will see different ways to use this verb. There's two ways to use this verb. Luchar. Luchar. Let's look at the first example. Los luchadores lucharán. Los luchadores lucharán. Sorry. Los luchadores lucharán. So that's the first part. Do you know what this means? Los luchadores lucharán. This sounds like a tongue twister already. Los luchadores lucharán. Hoy en la noche. Los luchadores lucharán hoy en la noche. This means the wrestlers, los luchadores, the wrestlers, lucharán, will wrestle tonight, hoy en la noche, okay? Hoy en la noche. So this is almost a phrase if you want to say tonight, hoy en la noche, okay? So that's something very interesting. Los luchadores, the wrestlers, lucharán, will wrestle. Lucharán, that is future tense. Future tense, so that's interesting. Lucharán, will wrestle. Hoy en la noche, tonight. Okay, so if you see, if you like to to see these kinds of events where wrestlers will or they wrestle, right? Wrestle. So you can use this verb, luchar. Remember, luchar means to wrestle. So this is very simple. Literally, you're wrestling. Nothing complicated about that. But sometimes luchar means to fight. And I'm not talking about pelear. Pelear is another way to say to fight. If you translate pelear, you're gonna see that the meaning is to fight. Let me just put it here so you know. Oops. You cannot see it. Pelear, luchar, pelear. They sound a little similar. I mean, the meaning is a little similar, but I mean, if you want to say, luchar, I would use it if you're talking about wrestling, okay? Pelear is more like fight. Someone can fight outside, because for whatever reason. But if we're talking about wrestling, that's more like a sport, right? So I would use luchar for that if you're talking about wrestling. If you're talking, for example, I have right now to fight. But what are we talking about? Is it like literally to fight, right? No, it's not. Actually, you can use this just like you would use it, to fight for something, to fight for different things, right? dreams and rights and something like that. So it's not tangible, things that are not tangible. So let's look at an example so you understand how or what I mean by this. Okay, so tenemos que luchar por nuestros derechos. Tenemos que luchar por nuestros derechos. What does this mean? Let's see. We have, tenemos que, okay? This word, this phrase here, tenemos que. This is a very common phrase. Tener que is like saying we must or we have to, okay? Tenemos que. So keep that in mind. That's very good to know. Just to, tener que, that's a very helpful, it's similar to a phrasal verb. So that's something really good to know. We have to, tenemos que fight, luchar, fight. Okay, we're not saying we have to wrestle. We have to wrestle. No, in this situation, it doesn't mean to wrestle. Tenemos que luchar for, okay? Nuestros, our derechos, rights. Okay, so this is a more totally different situation. Tenemos que luchar por nuestros derechos. We have to fight for our rights. And one thing that I wanna, point out is that if you wanna use luchar in this way, when you are saying we have to fight for something, remember to use the word por. Okay, so you usually will see this in Spanish, luchar por, and that literally means to fight for. Okay, luchar por, to fight for. So we see two different ways to use this verb. This is a common verb that refers to wrestling or fighting. Literally wrestling or fighting for something, for a goal, for an objective. Okay, so that's very important to know. Pelear, you could use that verb, tenemos que pelear por nuestros derechos, but remember, pelear is more like, you use your fists. Luchar is more like, I don't know, maybe in this situation, people need to protest, to have protests, to, fight for something, to be heard. So this is very interesting, how to use this verb, luchar. Remember, luchar, to wrestle or to fight for something. I can even add it here, to fight for. Okay, to fight for something.